levels up on Vemtinkilo's Orion. You know, like his Orion is 65, Vemtinkilo's 61 on his Ogrim, so Wess maybe slouching on the playtime.
It's difficult to get, there's a lot of different Lance Legends in the game.
I know, he's spread it out across all of these Lance Legends, including the Artemis that we saw earlier today.
That's right, and now going into this game here, Wess fighting against Vemtinkilo, and that side light air coming through. Not going to get too much more damage off of that as Wess is putting even more damage through, and that side air lands on the ground. Wess just punishes that as well with the neutral light, and damage has gone back and forth to being basically dead even.
But Vemtinkilo's on that comfort weapon of the Axe, and the ground pound is going to get the first stock, and he'll likely stick with it because the Axe is what works so well for him in his matchup against Fiend. But no, he's going to pick up the Lance. Maybe was a little awkward about Wess coming in.
Yeah, when it comes to weapon matchups in Brawlhalla, there's a few matchups that I still stand by having a pretty good time against other weapons. And that's Axe versus Lance. I really feel like, oh, well, okay, Vemtinkilo.
Nice.
Sides that comes through. Nice punish from Wess, but keep in mind that he was ahead of stock while going for that. But yeah, we saw him take that stock off a little bit earlier on. Axe is just so good at being able to stop Lance while it's moving in the air with those attacks, especially the Axe neutral light, which we see Vem trying to space with right there. Going back to stage, gets that side air to punish Wess's side air, and that dash jump there came close to hitting him as well.
Yeah, overall, I think the Axe does pretty well in the Orion matchup. Like, great against the Lance and pretty decent in the matchup against the Bow right now, though. Wess, he's just more comfortable with that Lance, the downlight, the fake-outs with these ground pounds, too.
Well, he's really trying to get the splash damage from the ground pound to work out there, and Vem's not allowing that to happen. Makes it back and catches the jump just barely with that pickup side air on the Lance. Pummels him out of a gravity cancel side stick, which would have just ended that stock. And Vem goes back to center stage trying to get the stock here. Down air, side stick, spot dodge, but he did it. Like, the spot dodge wasn't well timed, but he was high enough in the air that he didn't fall into the attack. So good job from Wess there. That could have been really bad.
Yeah, kind of getting lucky with this, avoiding these hits from Vemtinkilo. Vemtinkilo definitely just swinging for the fences, and he's going to find a hit with the down air. Needs to beat out the recovery, but he goes too low.
Oh, and he tries to pummel him, and Wess goes for the side sig, and he just barely hits, but not enough force to take him down. Both players fighting with their lances off stage, and Vem using the exhausted lance recovery into the Sair to make it back. Finally gets that sider to hit, and Wess goes down after both players were going back and forth until one finally falls. Can Wess bring it down to a dead even game? But D-Light neutral sig is one way to do it here. Spirit's a little bit harder with, and that side sig, well, I mean, that's a huge risk to take on a fresh stock.
I don't blame him. I mean, like, yeah, it's a big risk because there's a lot of punish, but since it's an early stock, you're not going to get knocked super far away. You're not, like, at risk of losing the stock.
Well,
but
at risk of taking a ton of
not
at risk of losing a stock.
It's not because of the side sig. It's not the side sigs while he lost that stock.
Are you sure, Duke? I don't know.
I don't know. Let's watch this replay. If the side sig's in the final replay, then maybe I'll eat my words.
So good. Covers Demon Island so well on the side there. That side air was after a huge scrap. And then I thought Vem was going to go down instantly, but no, that neutral comes through, and Wess can't get anything else started. The chainsaw here was so great, and he goes all the way out. He chain dodges twice for that Sair, takes him out the left, and now Wess is like, all right, let me show you how it's done. Brings out the Macho Man. So that he has Axe and Lance versus Axe and Lance for game number 2.
I mean, he was the herald of the Macho Mans of the Olgrims for the South American region. He was the one who really carried it.
That was awesome.
That was brutal.
That down sig came through. That spiking hitbox is so hard to get. What made that particularly brutal for me is that he did it off of a 4-hit axe string that just led to an instant stock in under 30 seconds. And Wess is just, I mean, if I've ever seen like a revenge knockout after a game lost in a set, this is it. And he's been doing it all on axe as well.
Yeah, Wess looking so good after the swap over to the Ogrim. And again, we kind of mentioned it at the beginning of this. He's kind of spread out his experience across multiple Lance Legends. No ground pound this time.
Yeah, he goes to the there's the ground pound. Okay, Vem had to touch stage, even though it was like better for him to go for a D-Light ground pound a little bit earlier. He was already in that slide charge down sig. It's 3 stocks to 1.
And he's got so much health to play with here.
You know, we got to see the level differential on these two legends here. Because you were talking about that. You're like, wow, Orion only 6 levels up. I wonder what it is here on the Ogrim, because this is
we might need the assist from production to see that number, but right now Wess he's just popping off with the axe.
There again, waits for the landing, spot dodges, but he doesn't go for the down air. Oh, he charges the side sig. It just barely doesn't knock out. Can he get the edge guard here? He gets him the down sig. 3 slide charge, down signatures for a 3 stock in game number 2 after dropping game 1. Oh, Oh, it's just going to be a highlight reel of him just hitting him with chairs.
434 damage to 158, but they went straight to the map screen. We don't get to see their character legends just yet. Maybe production snuck it out on us, though.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We're going into game number 3.
Yeah.
What the heck is Vemtenkilo going to do? oh, that's what it is. It was the cosmetic. He's now Macho Man versus Macho Man.
The battle of the Macho Man.
Yes, exactly. Because Olgrim, well, not
I think
quite
there's a
macho
YMCA
enough.
song about that.
Yes?
Yeah. Macho
No,
Man.
you got to stop after like 3 seconds, though.
Wait, sorry, what?
You have to stop after 3 seconds.
We don't want to get DMCA'd. Toast was telling me the levels, and I was busy thinking of the song. 83 for Wess. Okay,
yeah,
so.
Well, not level 100, so.
No. Yeah, sleeping.
Ooh, all right, Vem. Now on the Macho Man. So I want to be clear. Yes, he's playing Macho Man, right? Epic crossover for Olgrim. Nothing has changed.
You don't
There
get
we
your
go.
first 30 seconds of stock. That's just what Wess is doing.
I also don't get my first 30 seconds of like exposition on the game, because Wess is just destroying Vemtenkilo in this mirror match, and that's the highlight that I was trying to make. Is that it's still Olgrim's kit on the field, and it's still looking like it's difficult for Vem to go up against Wess here.
Well, I do want to point out that we did get those character levels, and Wess is basically up 20 levels over Vemtenkilo. That's a lot of experience on that legend, but Vem evens it up with the side sig.
He does, and that's much better than the last game, where he didn't even it up once. The kick coming out from Wess will put Vem to the right side of the stage, and he's looking for an opening there. All right, nice job delaying the side air. Hits Wess at the tip of the lance, but that side air that time doesn't come through. And Wess, what is it about these slide charge down sigs? Vem cannot get away. Nair coming through, doesn't get the pivot, and now Wess goes for the edge guard here. You can't quite do the same down sig here with that weapon, Wess. He's got to go back to the axe if he wants to be able to secure that knockout.
I mean, we did see the chainsaw work out for Vemtenkilo earlier in this set, so definitely not without reason, but Wess has been KOing with the down sig predominantly.
Lance picked up. Let's see what he can do. Recovery would have sniped him. Neutral sig definitely snipes him. Takes him off the right. Vem down to 1 stock here in game number 3.
And he's going to stick with the lance this time, despite all the work he put out with his axe in the last one. Wants to show off his prowess with the lance.
Ooh, both players with the lance on either side. Being like, no, you go first. And they both just attack at the same time. And Vem getting the upper hand with that recovery. Wess fades back, expecting Vem to let it go earlier, but he doesn't. And some damage goes over to his favor, but he's got to take that stock to bring it back to an even game once again. Can he do it? Sidelight Nair recovery. Oh, Wess gets the turnaround there.
Didn't get much more after that one, though. The chainsaw comes out for Vemtenkilo. There's that lance down sig, and he's going to decide what weapon he wants. It's going to be the axe.
Okay. Wess waiting for a weapon to come through. Sidelight Nair, dodge all the way to the ground pound so he can get the fast fall Nair afterwards. And axe versus axe here in this final stock scenario. Vem with 2 dares into a neutralite. Dare down sig. Oh, he went for the spike hitbox. It would have been beautiful. He has another chance. He could go for the slide charge, but he goes for the weapon throw instead, and the lance is picked up. All right, let's see what he can do.
He's getting that damage built up. He dodged through the recovery of Wess and disarms him with the side air. Trying to steal out the weapon. Lance v Lance.
Jumps. Oh, he avoids the recovery. Vem didn't notice the jump cut. The down tick hits, and that's actually just barely enough knockback for Vemtenkilo to take game 3 after getting 3 stocked. Maybe Macho Man is a different character. He's not, but my goodness, something about putting on that cosmetic is really working out well for Vem. There's that chainsaw you were talking about. That's something that we don't see Wess use at all, that Vem's actually getting knockouts with. And that down sig from center stage?
No, that is, I mean, both of those down sigs are kind of the Olgrim iconic signatures. Like, you don't think about too many of the other sigs the way that you think about those down sigs.
I always think about Olgrim axe side sig.
Really?
Yep, it's the only one.
That's definitely surprising, and I think you would be the minority in that regard. But Wess gonna again try to continue his 30-second KOs, but Vemtenkilo gets past it this time.
Is he gonna be turned around? Oh, he's on the side sig. Vem.
Wait, finish it though. Finish it though.
He dodges. He gets the ground pound. Weapon throw can come through and he hits it. Oh, what? Back and forth and back again, Duke. What the heck was that?
And still under 30 seconds for his stock, this time in favor of Vemtenkilo. He wrestled it back in game number 3, and now
gravity
he's
cancel side stick off stage.
Yeah.
And he still made that back. Man, Lance's great recovery tools. Holy cow. All right, Wess on the back foot after that explosive game 2. Game 3, incredibly close. Now Vem running away with it. these nairs aren't connecting, but that sidelight nair definitely does, and Wess jumping out of the way is trying to take the stock away and bring it to an even game, but I mean, at this rate, he's already so behind in damage that that's hard to do. Okay, that's Vem's stock is gone, for sure.
Yep, the side air guarantees it. Wess
respect it, though.
Gets the stock count evened up, but he needs a lot more damage.
Would have loved for that neutral stick to connect. And Vem, what happened where Vem is like, yeah, I'm just going to like use all of my jumps, literally be like faded away because he has no options left. Gravity cancel side stick. Whatever, gravity cancel neutral stick. Let's just go for it. Down stick from center. I think that would just barely not knock out. Oh, and Wess keeping it back. Ground pound hits. Is Vem down. Recovery. Another ground pound. Vem did touch. Has to go all the way around. And Wess ready for the end of the X recovery. Gets the Sair. It brings the game right back into his favor after that deficit.
And that was with Lance offstage, a weapon that historically doesn't do that great in the offstage, but he hit 2 ground pounds and a side air to get the stock advantage.
Look, in South America, Lance is the best offstage weapon.
Apparently.
that is how it works. Both players Sairing simultaneously. Neither one hitting. Wess off the right side of the stage could get hit by a falling Sair. Oh, not again. Ground pound's coming through. Ooh. And he dodges it. Can Wess make it even? He can't even make it back. Ground pound hits and Vem evens it up. What? Okay, they're keeping it. They're keeping it close. I don't know what's going to happen, Duke. This is like there's no like trail of momentum. It's kind of just explosions everywhere. Somebody forgot to turn gadgets off in this ranked match.
There's just explosions all over the screen, and somebody ends up losing a stock. But right now, the damage is it's pretty much even.
Ooh, double dare comes through. Wess goes in for the side light, burns him on the way through.
Nice.
Nair on the backhand. Can't get that second nair, and Vem's looking for that falling dare, but Wess keeps hitting him out on the down thing. I mean, we've seen spikes him into the stage and gets the knockout anyways. Wess, so good with that move. We have seen 4 different ways to knock out with down sig on Ogrim's Axe, and that is my favorite one so far.
I thought you only thought about Axe side sig.
I thought, yeah, well, it's because it's not a very good move. Okay? Well, you know what's fun about it is when you're like trying to get back to the stage and you're like, my opponent won't get this one, and you gravity cancel side sig and it looks like you're walking with the axe back to stage. Okay. That's what I think about. That's it's like got 1 case use out of like 999 cases. Anyways, Wess, it was looking really good for him, and then it was looking really bad for him, and then it was looking really good for him again, because that's how this matchup is going, I guess. It's really hard to tell. Like, we're in game 5 of a set where Wess 3-stocked this guy and then came back and started losing to him. Like, this matchup's insane.
It is insane. In particular, again, the Lance offstage. You looked at the numbers, 400+ damage put out from Lance, from Wess. On the other side, Vem2Kilo leans a little bit more towards the Axe. Kind of see that difference in their playstyles where Vem was putting out 200+ on the Axe versus Wess's 400 on the Lance. Okay, and then they do the exact same start.
They did the same thing 3 times! That really hurt my brain. Luckily, they didn't pick up the same weapons. Okay, the down tick comes through. The neutral gets the spike. Is what's going to get the down tick. Sidelight slider, he dodges through. That was so crazy to go for, and Wess was really hoping to catch him off guard, but Vem somehow ready for what a wild option that was, and now he's trying to turn around. Just kidding. Axe side air comes through.
There's 5 seconds left.
The down air. They got to get that 30-second stock, Duke. There it is. No, Wess is the right way to throw the weapon. He didn't down tick.
He survives the 30-second onslaught.
But Vem gets hit by the weapon. He's gone.
It's just a little bit of that South American delay. Instead of a 30-second stock, it's a 40-second stock in favor of Wess.
What a shame. At least it was really fun while it happened there. That weapon throw catching Vem out of all things off guard. He spot dodged the neutral stick and down air for it. He went for the down stick and he immediately buffered the ground pound, expecting to hit by the weapon throw. Okay, Vem. Well played. I mean, that is something, right? Because he slide charges the down sig with the foresight of knowing that it's going to get hit by that weapon and then buffers the ground pound anyways, gets the hit, gets a knockout. 2-2 now between these 2 players. And sidelight pivot dare to interact with the fact that the sidelight hit him in the wall. Sidelight nair comes through again, double nair, goes to the neutral sig. Oh, he's only got a recovery.
Running out of moves though, but he gets back up safely. Vem2Kilo taking so much putting so much damage out onto Wess.
Whoa. Nice dodge, kicks him away. Another axe picked up. Wess has a lance primed, but does he want to go to it? I don't know. Vem's been getting the upper hand on the axe. Like you said, it's been the lance for Wess that has been getting the bulk of the damage, despite the down tick being the highlight. Okay, Vem, that was maybe going for like a dash jump, punish, read, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter because that gravity canceled down, so it gets punished. And Wess tried to get the turnaround. If the Sair hits, he gets the chase dodge, he lives. It missed, he goes down. Vem10kilo takes the lead in Game 5.
Yo, but Deep Red might not be the worst thing in the world, but Wess has already taken chunks, 2 axe hits and a weapon toss. The Nair's not going to do much there.
Ooh, Cider hits. Weapon throw comes forward. Dodges away. Vem trying to get as much extra credit as he can. Avoids one hit. Can he avoid the other? He can't. Nair comes through. Chase dodges all the way, but he stops the recovery, and Wess is now taking a lot of damage on this last stock.
Oh man, these falling Nairs. Recovery's going to whiff. Avoids the Nair. Vem10kilo has gotten so much damage out on the Wess, who finally finishes the stock with the side air.
Ooh,
He's going to go.
It's last stock situation, Duke, game number 5. And we both know either of these players' stocks could fly right now. Wess with the Lance, it's a little bit more advanced than that. If he can get that dodge, he got the dodge. Neutral light, goes to the ground pound to the weapon throw up into the pickup Nair. Goes for the double Nair, and he gets side-aired. I think he's a recovery and a dodge, and that's it.
Yep. Oh, but the falling Nair protects his landing, goes in, gets a down light. Vem still has that damage advantage. A good dodge through, though.
Really crucial dodge. He goes all the way up with those Nairs, touches the ground, dash jump side air, takes Vem all the way up to the right, and the dare misses, and the side air connects. Vem10kilo takes out Wess and moves on in the Autumn Championship for South America.
Upset after upset. That's PR number 7 who took out Fiend and has now taken out Wess. He is continuing on in the bracket.
Wow, that's pretty surprising. I really felt like the script was okay. Orion didn't work. Bring out the Macho Man, and then 3-1 him with a series of 3 stocks after that game 2. And that's not what happened. Vem10kilo also brought out the Macho Man, and I guess that's the energy that he needed.
He just needs to see that big old smile from Macho Man, and suddenly he's feeling good. And again, the damage reflected from Vem10kilo's action.